Welcome back to the Walnut. In this session, we are going to deal with an interesting type of concept from the topic profit and loss. It's a transaction of multiple articles of equal cost prices or sale of multiple articles of equal cost prices. Mainly you will get this kind of question with two different articles. For example, Article 1 and Article 2 or two different products. Suppose their cost prices are equal and the first article sold at a profit of 10% and the second sold at a loss of 10%. What will be the net effect of the entire transaction, whether it's a profit or loss? You just use your common sense for finding a conclusion for our first example. Suppose you are selling two articles of equal cost prices. While selling the first article, you made a profit of 10%. And while selling the second article, you incurred a loss of another 10%. What will be your net effect or net effect of the entire transaction, whether you gained or lost? Have you got the answer? Yeah, you can easily conclude there is not any change. So, through the first article, you made a profit that balanced the loss from the second transaction. How we can make a conclusion here? So here, we just consider an assumption. Suppose both the articles, their cost prices are equal. Suppose we just consider their cost prices are rupees 100 for the first article and 100 for the second article. The first article made a profit of 10%. So then what you can consider? Selling price of this first article as 110. And the selling price of second article, it made a loss of 10%. What you have to consider as the selling price of the second article? So here the second article, its selling price become 90. Just observe, what is your net cost and net revenue? Net cost as 100 plus 100, 200 rupee. That means you spent 200 rupee for this whole transaction. And what is your net revenue? The first article made a profit of 10%, therefore you got that as 110. And the selling price of the second article is 90. While we are adding both the revenues together, you will get the net revenue that's also equal to 200. Means you spend 200, your revenue is also equal to 200. Means no profit, no loss. In the similar way, can you find what will be the net effect in such a kind of transaction? Don't forget, both the cost prices are equal. First article made a profit of 20% and second incurred a loss of 10%. What will be the net effect? How we can conclude it? So here, selling price of the first article, that is 120, because that made a profit of 20%. And the second article, it's incurred a loss of 10%, therefore 90. What will be the net revenue here? 120 plus 90, that is 10 or 210. So we can conclude, while you spent rupees 200, you got a profit of 10 rupee. Can we consider that as 10%? No, because your cost price is 200 and you made a profit of 10 rupee. Then 10 is what percentage of 200? That's your profit percentage. 10 out of 200. What is the profit percentage? 5%. So here we can conclude the percentage of profit is 5%. So we can write both the results here. So the first transaction, it won't make any profit or loss. Therefore, we can write that as 0%. And the second article or second transaction, it made a net profit of 5%. Just observe these two results. through this observation, without doing this type of assumption, can you make a conclusion for our third question? So that's a trick that I am going to discuss here. How we can reach the conclusion for this type of questions. So that's very simple. What do you want to do? Suppose we just consider, while selling two articles, if the first article make a profit of X% and the second article make a loss of Y%. So the net effect of the entire transaction is very simple. You just subtract these two values, then divide it by 2, then you will get the result. For example, consider the second result. 20 profit, therefore 20 minus 10, 10 loss, therefore that is negative. 10 loss, 20 minus 10, that is positive 10, divided by 2, you will get the answer 5. So that 5 is positive, hence that's a profit. If the resultant is negative, what will be the result? So that is loss. So in the similar way, suppose we just consider this example, 25% loss and 5% profit. So how we can conclude here? 25% loss and 5% profit. So loss you have to express it with negative number. Therefore that is negative 25. Profit you have to enter as positive quantity, therefore plus 5 divided by 2. What will be the output here? Negative 25 plus 5, that is negative 20 by 2 is equal to negative 10. What's the inference here? If you will get the net output is negative, what it means? That is a loss. Therefore, here we can conclude the net effect of this transaction is 10% loss. So that's a simple way to reach the conclusion for this type of a question. So here we can conclude this is X minus Y by 2% profit or loss. How we can conclude whether it's profit or loss? If the output is positive, then it's a profit. If the output is negative, it is a loss. Which are the further type of results that we can generate here? So we can apply the same result for the first case also. Here both the values are same, 10, but the directions are different. First one 10% profit and the second 10% loss. 10 minus 10, it's become 0. By 2 is also be equal to 0. That's why. Correct? Suppose we just consider both are increases. The first article solved at X% increase or profit, and the second article again solved it at Y% profit. Both are profits. So what we can conclude here? So we can add both the values together. So this is X plus Y by 2%. Here we know that definitely it's a profit. Don't forget, in this case, it depends upon the sign of the output. It may either increase profit or loss. Here definitely it's a profit. But both are losses. We just consider X% loss and the second article sold at Y% loss. So what will be the net effect? Here again, we know that both the variations are losses, therefore the net variations also be loss. So we can directly write. This is how we can write. It's with the help of signs negative X, negative Y by 2. So we can consider its negative version, that is X plus Y by 2% loss. This is the direct result for finding the answer for this type of question. Keep this result in your mind. And there is one more advanced concept. Here we are dealing with two articles. That's why we are dividing it by 2. Suppose we just consider there are 3 articles of equal cost prices. Suppose the first article made a profit of 10%. Second article made or incurred a loss of 20%. And the third article made a profit of 16%. Consider there are 3 such articles. First article, all the cost prices are equal. First product made a profit of 10%, second product incurred a loss of 20%, and the third product again made a profit of 16%. What will be the net effect? Don't forget, cost prices are equal. That's a very important point. Then, by using the same trick, you can easily find the answer for this question without considering any kind of assumptions. So profit, you have to enter as positive. Loss, enter this as a negative quantity. Again, profit, enter this value as positive. What you want to do? You just simply divide this result by the number of articles. So here we have 3 articles. Therefore, divided by 3. So what will be the final result here? While simplifying these all values, here we will get 6 divided by 3, or that is 2. 2 means positive 2. So what's in front here? This is 2% profit. So the net effect of this entire transaction will be equal to 2% profit. It's a very effective trick from this area of profit and loss. Thanks for watching.